Welcome to Web Handling. My name is Dave Roisum. In this fourth of several videos on two-drum winders, we discuss how current understandings of roller alignment are inconsistent with previous teachings given by all the major builders and service people. Here we will briefly discuss 4 alignment oddities. They are machine builder recommendations, the design of the so-called guide rollers, the bowing of the slitter table rolls to simulate a spreader, and the crowning of rider roll segments. All the major two-drum winder builders in the paper industry quote alignment recommendations that are similar to the following in US units. These are 2/1000ths of an inch per 100 inches of width with a 5/1000ths maximum. In layman's terms, these are less than the thickness of a human hair. Unfortunately, these recommendations are not based on sound web handling principles. They are, quite simply, based on what could be done rather than what should be done. In most cases, these are tighter than necessary or far tighter than necessary. We discussed the web handling principles involved in Module 4 and elsewhere in Web 101. I have written several recent papers on the subject that are based on the Mechanics of Rollers book and a wonderful new tool for calculating allowable misalignment. That is, the Wrinkle Predictor by Abbott app that is free and runs on any computer or smartphone. Nowhere can you see the clear nonsense of historical alignment guidelines more clearly than the so-called guide roller. Besides the fact that it doesn't guide anything, and that the skewing that it does do does not compensate for real bagginess, there is something much more disturbing. That is, the operator can move or misalign this roller 200 times the amount that the builders allow for rollers just upstream and downstream. Also, while we are on the subject of guide rollers, we know from the web handling principle called flattening that this first roller after an unwind should be big and slippery if the web is wrinkle prone. This is not always done by paper machine builders on vertical slitter sections and is rarely done elsewhere, even though sound principles and experience teaches us that big and slippery can be especially helpful here, as we learned in Module 10 of Web 101. The slitter table area is one of the more fussy areas you will find anywhere in web handling. However, the thinking has changed with regard to alignment of segmented table rollers. True, we do align to the standards given previously. However, we can turn the before slitter rollers into something like a crude bowed roller. We do this by then moving the segment joints an amount that can be calculated. Since the segments are really a crude approximation of a bowed shape, we can't push the bow anywhere near the 1/8% that is a common recommendation for wide paper machine bowed rollers prior to slitting dry paper. We do something like this for different reasons on a segmented rider roller that is common on wider machines. The thinking is sound in that when the rider roll is loaded against the cores, a most fussy situation, it will bow away. We covered this and other aspects of nips in Module 7 of Web 101. If we pre-bow the segments down by an amount that can be calculated to just match the rider roll beam up deflection, the nip impression should be more uniform across the width at the fussy start of winding. Thank you so very much for watching this module in my Plant Practical series. Stay tuned for more winder and web handling topics.